away we go.
Last time we sat down in the campaign, the party spent some time investigating Pearl Doll's Emporium. Down in, not the basement, but in another room, we hear some noises, and we go to investigate, and we find Idril pinned to the wall, the pentagram behind him. We get Idril off the wall and dick about for a while. We do find a leather book. The cover is burial ground with an obelisk on it that says Ildic's Book of the Plains. One of the salient features we notice is that there's a pentagram with a number 5 at the top, a 3 at the 2 side points, and 2 at the bottom. Mort spends some time investigating the book. Someone watches some Bollywood. Ken loses his connection. We learn the book is a guide to summoning demonic creatures, much like the giant chicken we fought previously, as well as perhaps traveling extraplanarly. We hear some shrieks. Rosebud has left us to look in on the front room again. Idril goes to get her. They power up their spear and bow. We look into a secret passage and kind of figure that it's the stuck trapdoor. Idril lets slip that Rosebud was killed by Mort after the chicken fight, and oddly Rosebud blows that off after a minute. We climb up to the roof for reasons I couldn't discern, and we do see a large creature with the head of a skull, with a skull head with with sickly dried skin stretched over it, has a gangly body and a scorpion's tail. It's flying away from the city, and we look down and we see the guard contingent is shredded to pieces. Rosebud flings her mundane bow over the edge of the roof. Meanwhile, her new bow is slithering around on the roof. She names it Fang. There's confusion on whether or not the snake is actually a bow. Rosebud picks it up, and it becomes a bow. Meanwhile, Huck has spider-walked his way down the building and is going into the pit. Mort recognizes the creature that flew off as an ocelot. I think that was the other question, but we'll run with ocelot. It was not actually an ocelot. Huck goes down to the room where the shopkeepers were held. He tries to make contact with Mara. The party attempting to reconnect with Huck suffers a rosastrophe as the rope that she's crawling on breaks and she falls to the bottom. As they rescue her, the party backs out and arch the hell out of the Electric Light Orchestra backup choir. While trying to climb out, Rosebud falls again and knocks Idril and Mort to the bottom. Meanwhile, Huckabus goes down some stairs and sees where a bunch of things were summoned from, collects some scrolls, collects some silver. The party ultimately catches up with Huckabus, where we discuss various exciting things like going back to the inn and studying the book. Mort reads a little bit more about sympathetic magic and planar travel. We debate blowing up the room. Somebody urinates on the larger summoning circle, and Idril turns the other one into a square. Then we depart to find no one on the street, but the charnel house of horrors is still about. Huck has a Shakespeare moment, then chucks the head of Dorn in the city well, perhaps starting an outbreak of. And we go back to the inn. We learn the ale shipment is late. We go to investigate the harbor. There are half the boats that should be here. We have a discussion with the portmaster and learn that there's a mass storm to the south and that the ale is coming from Waterdeep and many things are delayed because of the storm. We discuss going to Waterdeep in order to get to the library in Candlekeep and find info regarding the Netherese. We retire, and Rosebud gets intimate with her snake. She does that all night and is exhausted in the morning. She then buys some D&D cocaine from Charlie, and Charlie tells her that the first one is free. Nathan, Huckabus and Mort had just gone to bed. Nathan spends the night contemplating his spear and then chucks it at the wall. It blows the wall up. He shouts out demons and stares in confusion. That's what happened last time.
Okay, so now it is this time. What would you like to do?
So for spacing, Rosebud, you were down in the common room downstairs, enjoying your cocaine.
Yeah, man, I'm doing lines on one of the tables.
I think it's actually coffee, but I'm still running with this cocaine thing. I think it's hilarious.
No, I think it's hilarious to say. Yeah, I'm doing lines right on the bar, good old 80 style.
Yeah, really. Mort and Huckabus are upstairs. Is it early in the morning? Is it late? What general time are we talking, Ken?
You know the answer to that.
Actually, I don't.
What time do you want it to be?
Ding ding.
Oh, I assume it's like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna assume we got our 8 hours in, and it's coming up on dawn, and I guess Huckabus is awakened by that loud booming explosion, if not the sound of somebody shouting out demons. Yeah.
That sounds reasonable.
Okay, well then he's going to go out in the hallway and look to see what he sees.
Oh, the first thing you see is Mort lying crumpled up outside an exploded wall.
Yeah.
Coming from Idril's room.
And I guess the second thing I see is Idril standing on the other side of that crumpled up wall looking confused.
Absolutely. And he's kind of hiding a spear behind his back.
Idril, I know we have our differences, but why would you kill Mort like this?
It was the demons.
Where'd he go?
They went away.
You blew up the wall and the demons blew up. Wait, what?
The demons, they came in the night, they blew up the walls. Mort apparently gets killed by them, and then they go away. It was weird.
I'm going to check Mort's pulse, I guess.
Seems unconscious, but he'll likely pull through in about one session.
Oh, thank God he is okay.
Rosebud,
Mm-hmm.
you, while we're busy, you did hear an explosion from upstairs, and you see after a few seconds you see Charlie coming from the back and headed that direction.
Yeah, so he comes out and she goes, "Hey Charlie, how you doing? What's up? What's going on today? That was weird. Did you hear that explosion upstairs? What's going? Hey, we should go look at that. Do you want to come with me?"
He gives you that look that you've only seen him give you, and you don't like it at all, even in the current state. And he just otherwise ignores you and begins heading upstairs.
Wasn't me. I was here the whole time. She says.
Huckabus is going to try and pick up the body of Mort, and he's going to put him in the bedroom, in his bed.
Okay.
I'm going to assist with that.
And as you're putting him in the room, you hear stomping coming upstairs. What in the gods' names is going on up here?
Oh, Charlie. Demons. Demons in the inn.
Rosebud does follow up. Quite quietly. Want me to roll stealth to do it?
Roll me stealth with disadvantage, please.
Yep. That's 18, 11 plus 7.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I forgot to roll a disadvantage. I rolled 11 twice.
Okay. Demons? Bullshit.
That's what I saw.
Don't see any bullshit, but I saw demons.
Roll me a deception.
Okay. Two. So I'm going to assume that I'm like whistling and just holding the spear behind my back and saying, "Demons!"
You are shocked that You think that he might actually believe you. It's entirely possible that one time in 20 he would believe you.
Can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
Maybe you guys should believe him.
I just have to look here. Hey, I rolled a 3 plus 2.
Ooh.
Did that beat your roll there?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. But you did manage to beat the natural 1, but not Hucklepuss's mighty skill.
Right. Yes, Charlie. Well, I don't know if we told you, but we've been encountering some demons over in the richer part of town. But I'm saying this to Charlie, but I'm dead-eyeing the whole time.
And as I see that apparently my half-hearted attempt at deception has gone well, I'm actually going to then assume a more menacing stance and say, yes, Charlie, demons, we must search for how they got in. Why don't you go to the other rooms and I will check downstairs.
All right. It is not difficult to see that there's something you've very rarely seen in your years of dealing with Charlie. He looks concerned, a little confused and concerned.
Yes, Charlie, demons are a concerning thing.
Yeah, I'll go look. Head down in the hall.
Does he go downstairs?
No, he went down into the hall and is starting to check the rooms and.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to guess that this hole in the door. Because wait, are we in the Nathan? Are we in the hallway? Or are you still standing in your room?
In the hallway, I stepped over because I helped you put Mort away.
Because what?
I helped you put Mort away.
Right. And at any point did I see this spear that you were trying to hide behind your back?
I assume anyone who is more perceptive than Charlie did.
He's going to whisper, right, so you were playing with your new toy and you blew a hole in my friend's
I
plate.
can neither confirm nor deny. But yes, that is what happened.
You I'm still out of practice on the accent. You can confirm, or you won't confirm.
I mean, I can confirm and I can deny.
Mm-hmm.
But I will let you draw your own conclusions. What is important is now Charlie is alerted to the demon threat, and he won't end up like our good guard captain. York.
Hucklepuss is going to just kind of like still side-eyeing you. He's going to turn then, and he's going to go downstairs. I assume he runs into Rosebud on the way.
I presume so.
Yeah, and she's looking around the corner like a little kid at Christmas, but like twitching, kind of. And as soon as you get close enough to her, she just starts spouting. Hey, how's it going, Huckers? Man, I feel awesome today. And she starts to kind of she runs around you in a circle, and like she's, how's it going? Did he make that hole?
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably because of, and she tells you blatant truth. Probably because we used that serum on our, on our weapons, and then she realized what she said. But not me. He did it. He made me do it.
He made you do it.
Yep. And that's the story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hucklepuss just kind of shakes his head and continues down the stairs. He's going to take up his accustomed place at the bar and wait for Charlie to quit searching about.
Right. And Rosebud follows you right down, sits up on a stool right next to you, and takes the bow off and puts it on the desk. Does it turn into a snake? I mean, onto the bar.
Sure.
I'm assuming it turns into a snake. Hucklepuss, this is cool. And she's very much Rosebud just for a second there, not fucking manic Rosebud. look. And
I don't
then,
know.
What's that?
You sound pretty manic.
Right, yeah, exactly. But, and then she calls it, come here, Fang. Does it listen to her and come over to her? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I tried to make it my companion last night, and she's talking really fast again about everything that happened last night, so on and so forth. She leaves out the whole carnal thing because it's weird. But I don't know if this is now my weapon and my companion now, Huckabus. This is a little strange. But look, I can kind of command it. And just then we see a rat kind of run by, and I command it to go attack the rat.
It slithers off. Gobbles up the rat.
Come here, Fang. And she says, "Do it." Does it come right to her?
Yeah.
Okay. And I pick her up, and I pick it up, and it's a him this time. I pick him up, and it turns right back into a bow again, doesn't it?
Yes.
This is kind of cool, Huckabus.
Use the potion, yeah. I assume that so did our elf companion.
Yes, I did.
And she looks down at the ground and goes, "Yes, we did."
Creep her up right behind me and said,
Oh yeah, definitely did, like right in your ear.
Nice. Huckabus visibly sighs and says, "Well, nothing to be done of it now. I'm sure there won't be any dire consequences from that. Would that we perhaps continue our conversation about where we're going now?"
Yeah, she puts the bow back on the bar, and just paying attention to you, but not really paying attention to you, and just kind of just kind of interacting with a snake, so on and so forth.
Yeah, she's paying as much attention to us as she ever pays. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. But maybe just a little less because she's pretty she's pretty manic right now.
Yes, Huckabus. I think we might do as we were saying last time and look to charter a boat south. We could use.
Yeah. She's very excited about that. Let's get the hell out of here. Or we could go see my dad, but that's really far away, I think.
You want to charter a boat? I mean, I just figured we book passage on a ship.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably get on board as guards or something. Charter was more of a loose, high-class term for what we will probably be doing, which is stowing away.
Yeah. Same thing happens with Rose, but she just starts laughing real hard. High class.
I propose that we not necessarily stow away. Consequences can be dire, but hey, whatever you're into.
Well, could you talk with? Well, I think Charlie's going to be pissed at us, isn't he?
No. Everything has been explained.
Well, maybe Charlie could help us find passage, or even Jay. And I know I'm not supposed to talk about him. I'm sorry.
Well, I think particularly if we tell Charlie we're going to go find out about his beer.
Of course.
Well, that's what we're going to go do, right?
Absolutely. We may make 1 or 2 stops along the way, but we will know.
Sounds like a plan.
In Huckabus's time in Neverwinter here, has he ever heard about any kind of magical portals that would take us immediately to Waterdeep?
Not so much a portal, but there are certain spellcaster types that have the ability to teleport people from there to here to there.
Like maybe temple to temple?
You would think there's some priests who do that, yeah. Like the high priest.
Huckabus is going to throw that idea out there And he's going to follow up by saying, but it's probably quite expensive. Well, that be no way for you to, as you say, stow away.
True. And I mean, I was really looking forward to the sea air, the chance to stretch my legs on the deck of a ship again.
Has Charlie ever rematerialized?
No.
What is taking Charlie so long? And I'm just going to reach over and fill up my flagon of ale.
Okay.
And offer to do the same for anyone else.
Oh, absolutely. And as usual, you just down yours?
Absolutely.
All right. Something to the effect of, should we go talk to Charlie? You want to go, wait, you want to go talk to Jay and see if he has any lights to shed on you?
Why don't we check on Charlie before we leave?
You think a demon might have eaten his head?
It's possible. There were certainly demons in the building last night.
After you.
And I'm going to go upstairs. Charlie!
Right behind him.
You see, he went down to the end of the hall and started looking rooms down there. He's like in his 5th room now.
Mm-hmm.
He does not respond to your call, but you see the door open. And you hear moving around. You assume it to be him.
Okay. I'm going to continue down there and look in rather nonchalantly.
All right.
I'll say his name as I go through. Charlie!
He is frantically, like, running his hand over, like, every inch of the wall or around the window panes. And after a few seconds, he turns and says, "What?
We were wondering what was taking so long."
You said there were demons here."
Yes, they were last night. That are gone now.
It's not possible.
Why is this not possible?
It's not possible. It's been warded.
Well, I suppose then, yes, you should check your wards. But again, there have been powerful demons around. I think the entire city watch was murdered yesterday. So it's best to check your wards regardless. We were thinking of going to check on the beer shipment.
If you're doing that for me, don't worry about it. I mean, the beer will show up or it won't. It's not the end of the world.
I mean, but it might be.
He turns back while he's talking to you. He turns back and starts, checking the wall again. But
okay, well, safety first. We'll see you later. And I walk back out.
When he walks out, Huckleberry sees him walk by. Huckleberry goes into the room and whispers to Charlie, "There's ever no demons. That fool had a new toy he was playing with."
Roll me some charisma-based thing, Huck.
Sure. That is a 10 plus 6. Wait. That's probably 10 plus 7.
So Charlie's eyes get wide for a second. And
That
then,
was a persuasion, by the way. No.
and then he looks you straight in the eye and he says, "I'm going to count to 10.
Yeah.
He'd better not be here." 1.
Did he say I'd better not be here, or that he'd better not be here?
He.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. I understand. Believe me, I do.
3.
No, he turns and where'd you go there, Idrew?
Just walking back downstairs.
All right.
Yeah, and Rosebud's right there, and as you're walking right there, she looks up, she goes, "I think he hates him more than he hates me."
Well,
Whew, and he kind of she just squeezes a little bit and runs down the stairs.
you're welcome.
I just got what you said. That's nice. Yeah, he is going to kind of try and maybe encourage Idril to walk a little faster. We should be going now.
Okay, let's go. I'll go. On my way out, I will fill up my flagon and drain it as I exit.
Of course, you got to rob the guy.
You see him heading that way, Huckabus, and you're pretty sure at the pace that Charlie was counting that he won't make it out if he stops and fills and drinks.
That's really not my problem.
That's fine. I'm just giving you information. Do with it as you will.
Well, Huckabus is standing at the door, looking looking back at Idril, looking a little consternation, perhaps is the word. But
fine, and I'll stop mid-pour, and I'll just duck out the door quickly.
You get about mid-pour, and you hear heavy footsteps coming down the stairs.
And I will dash out the door quickly.
All right. Well, what are you doing, Huckabus? Where were you?
I was at the door holding it open, looking back, and I hear the footsteps too, and I'm gonna wait, and when Charlie comes down, I'm gonna gauge just like what's his general demeanor at this moment, basically.
I'll put it this way: you would not want to face Charlie at this moment. Does that answer your question?
Pretty much, yeah, and that's what I expected, honestly. And he will give a wave, not expecting anything but a scowl in return, and step outside.
All right.
One family.
Yeah, and then so you. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Had to have us kicked out of his establishment.
Yeah, and just as I was kind of hiding behind Huck because I'm so small, and he kind of steps around her and goes out, and I go, "Sorry, Charlie." Turns around and walks out.
I want you to roll me a dexterity save at disadvantage, please.
Yep. Actually, it's not bad. 13 plus 4, 17. Is it a saving throw? It's even higher than that if it's a saving throw. So.
You stumble just a bit as you are crossing out the door, but you gracefully overcome it.
Oh, come on. That was good. I thought I'd give you inspiration and everything for that one.
Huckabus is going to kind of...
However, hang on a second.
Sorry.
Rosebud?
Uh-huh.
You know how Charlie has been pissed at you before?
Yeah.
Made you uncomfortable and, etc.?
Yeah.
That you haven't seen anything that compares to what you saw on his face right there.
Yeah, and I very quickly, I get a little rumble or whatever, and I very quickly dash out, and I go, he's pissed. he's really, really pissed. Now, I saw him when I was dancing in the bar, and I go a million miles an hour again, talking about how I was dancing in a bar, he didn't like that, and I've done things maybe to a bar, but I think he downright hates you, there, Idril.
Good time to leave the city.
Rosebud, tell me something.
Yeah.
What did you drink this morning?
Just something Charlie gave me. He said it was free. I was up all night trying to get the snake to be my friend, this and that, and then he said that he had to pick me up, and I tried it, and I don't feel tired anymore.
Now, would Huckabus know exactly what Charlie gave him based on long experience at the Rusty Bucket?
You're pretty sure that
Well, not knowing there's a little bit of powder, and you never knows.
that Charlie does, dispense various substances.
Pick me up. I got it. Okay.
This is probably hype.
Probably what?
Hype.
Hype.
Yep. Seems to follow the effects of hype.
Oh, okay. You're giving it a name. I see.
Yep.
I can't keep calling it cocaine.
Close enough.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. He's filing that in the back of his brain, and he motions to Idril and Rosebud. We should go see Jay before we get entirely kicked out of my only home. And he glares at Idril when he says that.
You never seem particularly fond of the place. But yes, let's go see Jay.
Yeah, Huckabee had no response to that. He's actually already walking towards Jay's place.
All right.
He throws his dog statue on the ground a couple times in frustration.
As well he should.
Yeah, and okay, let me see where I'm at. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to roll a second level cure wounds for myself to get a little bit of hit points back.
All right. And before you do that, you receive a point of inspiration.
Oh, thank you. I've been planning to say that sorry Charlie thing for a year.
Has everything to do with your private message and nothing to do with...
Yes, thank you. I must be the only one then.
You are correct, sir. All right. Other than doing some
and she puts the bow on the ground and snake I'm assuming follows her at this point, right? It's in theory.
It actually curls around your leg.
Curls around my leg. Okay, cool. Yep. I'm down with that. Kind of tickles.
Does it start to constrict?
Only such as to hold on.
That would have been a fun little Netherese twist.
Yeah.
We're at, I guess, the entrance to Jay's shop. Usual rigmarole. Go in, ask if we can see Jay. Blah blah blah.
Yep, no problem.
Yep. We're in for where we walk in. Is Jay talking with someone? Is he alone? Is he?
He's alone.
Say again.
He's alone.
Oh, sweet.
Go ahead.
No, just usual pleasantries, Jay. It's still very nice.
As you begin to say something, he holds up his hand.
Okay.
As in to quieten you.
Yeah.
And he looks at Idril. The hell are you thinking?
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
Rosebud tucks in behind Huckabee.
Huckabee tucks in behind Rosebud.
Who are you to lie to my people?
Who are you talking about?
Don't play stupid with me, Idril. I've known you long enough. Demons?
Yes. Patterson?
Demons.
What about the demons?
Look,
They captured me yesterday. There was a giant one that was summoned, killed most of the city watch. Demons.
there are no demons in the conch.
Well,
There have been no demons in the conch, and yet you're claiming otherwise.
well, I suppose maybe you should welcome more citizens into the conch. Seems that a lot of them are dying out there.
If you want to have that discussion, we can do that too.
Okay.
I do believe that you lot were assigned to deal with that situation, not to let demons out to slaughter the town watch.
I believe we were asked to investigate and see what was going on in the shops.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, Puck isn't going to say anything.
All of a sudden, Rosebud feels very sober. Very, like, more sober maybe than she's ever felt in her whole life, because she is certain this man is going to kill her. So she's gonna, step up and stand in front and goes, Mr. J, can I speak? And she bows her head to him.
He turns his eyes from Idril for just a moment and looks at you. He says, "This should be interesting. Go ahead."
Okay, first thing, and she reaches up. She's shorter than this table, I'm assuming, right? So she reaches up and puts out her little hand and says, "I don't know if I've ever properly met you. My name is Island Timbers. From what I understand, you knew my father. Is that correct?"
Yes.
I'm very sorry of any of the problems that I caused you when I was just a year ago, so I guess younger. But I've had some extraordinary things happen to me very recently, and I'm a very changed woman. You could even ask Huckavis. He knows me better than anybody here. Would that be true, Huckavis? And she looks over her shoulder, not trying to make you say anything you wouldn't say normally.
No, Huckavis nods and says, "Well, she's definitely changed."
I went off with was Sylvanus a demigod? I mean, was he a god?
I'm sorry?
Ken, was Sylvanus a god or not? I don't want to misspeak. That's the only reason why.
You're not sure, but
Okay.
you can say whichever you want, and that's what she believes. That'll be
Okay, and that's fine. I was sacrificed. I don't know if I sacrificed. I made a decision to go with the god, and he showed me the correct path. I very much am not that same woman, and to tell you the truth, I really would like to offer my services to you. Now, the thing that I would like to tell you is that nothing that has been said in this room right now is folly. Unfortunately, we went down there to see what was going on, and something had been opened, Jay. And it's not something that I don't think any of us can explain, but it's certainly something that I think we can fix. I truly offer my services to you, and she bends down under one knee and ducks her head and puts her hand up to him.
He says,
Huck mutters, "I've been traveling Vissel for a few weeks now. I have not seen her dance on a single table."
I hear your words, Island. But perhaps you should hear some other words before you make this offer.
I'm very sorry, Jay. If anything that I've done...
Huckavis.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell Island what happened to those who harm our little group?
Oh, in days past, I would have slit someone's throats.
I think that sounds like a blast, to tell you the truth, Jay. I think that sounds like something that I was built for. There's a lot of me still in there, but I'll tell you the truth here, Jay.
He puts his hand up again like he did to Huckavis earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make me a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm. With disadvantage, is that what you said?
That is correct.
Okay. Oh, man, good thing. It's actually 17 and 19, my friend. So that is a 19 total.
You managed to silence yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and she even does bite her tongue slightly, and you see a little bit of drip of blood come out of the corner of her mouth.
Jay looks at you. You think you perceive the slightest bit of a smile. He looks back at Huck. He says, "What do you think the price of lying Charlie should be, Huckavis?"
In this case, I think it should be you should allow this elf to continue to work with me. I kind of need his talents.
So you are accepting responsibility for it?
Look, I accepted responsibility for Rosebud once. That turned out okay in the end.
And now I'm here to serve you, Mr. Bay.
And there's always Mort who keeps an eye out on all of us. He's not doing very well.
And why is that? He glances over at Idril while speaking to Huckabus.
Indeed, why is that? And he glances at Idril.
I don't know.
Rosebud is still looking at the ground.
Never cared for elves myself.
Yeah, same here.
All right, Huckabus.
Yeah.
They are your responsibility, and you will share their fate.
Aye. Well, that sounds very unpleasant. Let me ask you a question, my friend. He thinks that our investigations in regards to the demon problem that seems to be happening here is no longer happening here. We being Huckabus, because I don't think we've actually talked about this as a group, but Huckabus believes that whomever was trying to summon things down below the sewers lost control of what they were summoning, and it escaped. And that was the giant chicken demon. That wasn't a giant chicken at all. The very first giant demon. And when we were exploring the name of the shop that you told me before we started, that I don't have those notes up in front of me for. When we were exploring the barking, Burldaw's Emporium, I found that I think that he might have had something to do with all of this, because there was a trap door that was jammed, yes, but it led directly to his place. And then that went down and down and down into some rooms where things were obviously summoned. Right, so my point, which I do have one, is that we think we need to head down to Waterdeep. Yeah, south of Waterdeep, to go visit a library. And we were wondering if that would be all right, one, and two, if you could help us arrange some sort of passage on a boat.
I think you're, and again he looks directly at Idril, you're being away for a while might not be a bad thing.
It worked out so well when I went to Fandolin for you.
We need to probably get some distance, yes, between you and the conch at this point, anyhow. So
yeah.
We can fix this, Jay. And then she looks sharply at Idril.
You understand that if what my people saw flying away from where you were investigating is accurate, that I don't think you can fix it.
What, the Ocelith?
Huckabus nods.
Yes, I don't think it's quite within our power at this point.
Oh, Jay, did you happen to see, did anyone happen to report to you which direction it was flying as it flew out of the city?
It's flying east, towards the woods.
Towards the continent, not towards the ocean?
Correct.
Any chance a giant dragon rose up and ate it? No, probably not. Kill two birds with one stone, you know? Two birds with one stone, really. Right, so about that boat ride, perhaps there's something you need curried, or perhaps you want us to go get you some curry, or something like that.
Let me do a little thinking on that. I'm sure you won't be leaving in the next few minutes anyhow.
Right.
I'll let you know.
Very good then. If there's nothing else.
He looks you straight in the eye and he says, as long as we have an understanding, no. Should be fine.
Huck nods and says, all right, boys, let's head them up. When he gets outside,
yeah,
is it winter?
It is. It's actually about the same time as it is here. Same weather as it is outside for the real world, not for Houston.
I was going to say I'm sitting on my back patio in shorts and a t-shirt. Is it snowing then? It's cold.
It's cold, yes.
Okay. Sunshine or no sunshine?
Right now it's sunshine.
Okay. He's gonna kind of look up the sun. He's gonna put his hood up so that he's shrouded, and he's just gonna start walking towards the gates to this part of town.
Okay.
Rosebud
and then he stops.
Rosebud didn't leave the room.
Right. He stops and turns around and realizes that maybe Idril walked out. I don't know.
Definitely, I'm following you.
Okay. And he's gonna just kind of eyeball you. Not saying anything.
That's fine. I'll eyeball you right back.
We're eyeballing. Nice.
So when the boys leave the room,
I did say, "Come on, boys. This is true."
Right. So the lady didn't leave the room. And she looks up and looks very, very concerned, but determined, and says, "Jay, I truly am sorry for anything that I have caused that gave your name discomfort or anything like that in the past. I've learned the error of acting like an asshole. I've learned the error of not thinking before you
Before
act."
you go any further, I want you to roll me a wisdom save at disadvantage.
It's all right. Is straight wisdom or straight wisdom. All right, it's a 13.
All right.
And she goes, I'm not here to deceive you, Jay. I'm here because I absolutely want to join your fray, and I would like for Huckavis to be the one that shows me the ropes, per se. And she looks up at him and says, I think I need this in my life, Jay. I think it's going to be the only way that I can find my father again. I think it's the path in which I was meant to be. And then she begins to cry slightly and goes, I truly am sorry, because I know I made your life hard there for a little while, and you could have killed me at any moment, and I absolutely appreciate your mercy.
Out front, Huckavis begins to explain the demon invasion to Idril to see if he knows anything about it, basically.
You mean like you mean the original? Oh, hang on.
The original. Yes, the original.
Are you talking about the devil invasion of Neverwinter? that caused the big rift in the city and all that?
Oh, I always get devils and demons confused. The answer is yes. That's what I'm talking to him about.
Okay. So talk to him. Not
Oh, sorry. Kind of in a low voice when he sees that Rosebud has not come out. While we're eyeballing each other, he walks up kind of uncomfortably close and in a soft voice starts saying, "So you see, there was this invasion once. It's where the rift came from, and all the devils came to town. Were you around for that, Alf?"
No, this never happened.
Mm-hmm. The rift never happened.
Is the rift there now? I cannot remember.
It is. You've actually been in it.
Right.
Y'all went in it when you were going to that temple.
So, I'm sorry. Did I never experience a demonic invasion or a devil-ic invasion? One of those things didn't happen. One of them probably did.
I believe for your character, it's the demonic invasions.
Ah,
The
okay.
previous
oh, yes,
ones.
yes, the devils, little horny guys.
Yeah, you were here for that?
Oh, absolutely.
There was a lot of brouhaha at that point, and that's kind of why he kept insisting that there couldn't be a devil in there. It's kind of interesting to me that I'm able to go in there.
But we were talking about demons, not devils.
Right.
Again, I thought it was a timely warning. And particularly if their wards are against devils, they may come to regret.
They're probably against them all.
Ah, well.
But I don't know that. We'll be fine as long as we get out of this town before you insult someone else.
True.
What's up, Rosebud?
Oh yeah, and she is pleading her case big time. You know what I mean? And it's
he looks at you just whenever
okay.
at some point you're trying to talk and talking, and he just looks at you and says, "I'm sure you'll learn. Huckle's life depends on you."
But I think mine does as well, doesn't it, Jay?
And then he kind of just nods towards the door.
We will see you later, Jay. And as I said, we will fix this. And she turns around and walks out the door, grabbing down to her leg and picking up the snake, and let it slither around her arm for a second. And right as she walks out the door, she turns it back into a bow. On purpose, as a show.
Okay.
And I walk over to where the guys are, and I go.
Did that go well?
I walk right up to Idril, and I punch him dead in the balls.
It's an elf. It has no effect. You don't know why. I don't know why.
He's a eunuch.
Probably doesn't have. Never mind.
He's a eunuch.
Not saying yes, not saying no.
So I'm assuming that that's not the case, but and I look at him and I go, "You almost got us killed, Idril. Almost. That man hates me. Charlie hates me, but I've never seen either of them act like that. I'm surprised you walked out of that room."
Me too.
Now I want to join this fray, Idril. I want to. This is the only thing that's here for me. It's the only family that I will ever know. You're not gonna fuck this up for me. She punches him again right in the balls. Now again, it hasn't changed any of her things. She just knows how to control them better. You know what I mean? A little bit, but and then she looks up at Huck and goes, "Please insist to him that if we fix this, that I become part of your fray, Huck."
I need to go to the oddity shop. Hopefully we can find a decision later from him. Perhaps we should just go talk to the portmaster ourselves. I don't know. But he's now that we're together, he's turning and heading towards the exit.
Right. I need to go to the restroom.
Do it.
Plan and plot amongst yourselves or whatever. I'll be back momentarily.
Yep.
So oddity shop and then port. Is that what's happening?
I
Sounds
guess. Yeah.
Sounds all right.
And
Did we get instructed by Jay or Shay?
Jay?
Jay. Okay.
J-A-Y.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I thought it was, and then I thought I heard somebody say Shay. To come back, or was
No,
it
he
just...
said he'd get word to us, is what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, word to us. Cool. Yeah, then we should probably go explore the options.
She's going to suggest you shut up.
Little mortal. Feelings in such a bunch.
You think I'm much more mortal than you? We don't live too much shorter than you do. I'm a fucking gnome. Just like she says.
What is the lifespan of a gnome?
I was just actually looking at it. I was looking at it right now. Hold on a second. It is 2nd century, middle 2nd century, 250 years or so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I live a shit ton longer than you.
And can live to 750 years old.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe.
But she doesn't. You know, I mean, she's not a hugely, smart lady. It's just.
Yep. No. Apparently, you're just tiny elves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure we've got the same lifespan. Yep. Yeah.
So,
whatever.
That's the way she feels.
That's fine.
As you've noticed, Rosebud doesn't have to be right. She just has to be right in her head.
It's true. It's true. What are we doing at the oddities place?
Oh, I couldn't think of anything else to say. Or any other place to go. We just needed to get out of the district. We don't have to go to the oddities place. There's a pretty good dwarven bar up the way we could go crash at.
I mean, why don't we just go to the docks? See what
we could just go to the docks.
What's happening?
We should do that. Literally. Anybody remember the theme song to What's Happening?
A map of the Faerun. So he said east?
Over the continent.
Yeah, over the continent. Okay.
So
towards going inward.
Yeah,
Neverwinter Woods.
Yeah.
Remember my Lost Mines of Phandalin map?
And you do.
Yeah, do you want it? Here, I got a neat one. This one's kind of cool. I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, we got the Sonia got the book, the Volvo book, book.
Oh, did you get all those?
Cool.
I heard it's amazing.
It's a really cool book.
Good.
Yeah, I'm getting that for Christmas.
Best thing that they've published under this system.
I really think you're right. Sadly.
Right. Only took them, what, 6 books, 7 books?
It's a lot of books. A lot of really just... I still don't understand how the DMG got published.
No.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
It's so bad.
To tell you the truth, I really kind of liked Sword Coast book.
I never actually read it. I wasn't
neither.
interested in anything that was in it.
Yeah,
I guess was my problem. And all of the class options that I've seen details on just seem either stupid or just balanced weirdly.
Yeah, I was all about the Blade Singer, and that's what it was for me. That's why I got it. And I play one. He's amazing.
Okay, it sounds interesting, but I've never figured out how it would even work.
Yeah, it's neat. I actually until Ken comes back, he's my other main, my other regular game, and he's a 3 rogue and a 3 wizard with Blade Singing. So
yeah, as a multi-class, it probably makes more sense.
It's really good as multi-class, really good. So and that's the reason why. And it gave us Booming Blade and Green Flame, So there's some really good. There's some really good spells in it too. So.
Right. No, some of the spells are good in there, and I mean that's the good thing that came out of the elemental evil one too.
Right. Yeah, the elemental evil is the only one that's really good as well, as far as I'm concerned, with getting the
That
class.
one was free.
So, yeah, that one's free.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
It's awesome.
I have a great, I think 3.0, it could be a 4.0 system. I've never really looked, of the Sword Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fantastic. And I've used it as source material for 1,001 things. But again, you know, any like stat block stuff that's in it, you totally have to ignore it because it makes no sense in this system at all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least it didn't the last time I looked at it, which would have been probably last year this time.
No, it'll still look the same.
Oh, the map's the same. I've actually compared the maps. Yeah, I went through a phase where I would go to half-price books and just about anything D&D that struck my fancy, I'd buy. I think that was before 4.5.0 came out. I'm not even positive about that. Ken got lost in the toilet.
He did.
Yeah, he fell in. Or he really had to go. Oh, he's just listening to us.
Could be all of the above. He's waiting on us to make a plan. We're going to go to the port, Ken. We're going to the port. We're at the port. We see 16 Roman centurions getting off a ship.
Oh man.
And go.
And they've got a crate of crosses. Go.
Really mixing our history there. That's okay, you know. Indiana Jones theme is playing, and there's a guy trying to get on a submarine.
Mm-hmm.
That part of that movie never made sense to me.
The riding 1,000 miles on top of a submarine.
Yep.
That's because that doesn't make sense.
Nope.
And what was that? I'm sorry.
Indiana Jones, the first one.
Oh yeah.
How he gets to, is it Egypt? Is that how he gets? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I know what you're talking about. It does not.
No, it's just I'm on top of a submarine, and then the submarine surfaces again, and I'm on top of it still. And
right.
Nobody knows.
And he never ever went inside.
Absolutely not. No. I mean, he's just got lungs of steel.
Well, you know, when German U-boats would submerge, they wouldn't submerge that deep, and they'd keep their periscopes up. So maybe he was just like balancing on top of that periscope for, I don't know, 2 weeks.
I mean, it's possible. It just seems like
some Assassin's Creed crap. That's hilarious. Yeah, but that map that I put up is pretty rather good, actually.
Oh, let's see that.
Really detailed.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Is this the one that came in Sword Coast?
I'm not sure. It's actually from dnd.wizards.com. So that's actually, it looks like, it looks like it's probably something that they put out because that's their website.
Yeah, it might be it might be the book that Carl was talking about, actually.
Actually, I went to it, and it's called from an article, Map of Faerun. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Yeah, that's a good one for the whole.
Where did you post that, Corey?
In
the chat, in the chat of the.
Of the call.
Yeah. And if you actually follow that and then go to the website, they have all kinds of sizes of it. I'm looking at one that's enormous right now. Pretty neat.
Ah, there it is. We should just walk. Let's go to Symbia. Oh, Candlekeep is way the F down there. I think that's where we're trying to go.
Candlekeep?
Yeah, it's past Baldur's Gate, too.
Yeah, it's so neat to see all these towns that I played all these video games. And Waterdeep and Castle Dragonspear, been to that before. And the Winding Water, it's pretty neat. But that one that I play with that other character, with that multiplayer class character, is actually running Ebron, which is kind of fun as well. Yeah, that one's really fun as well.
Yeah, I've heard of these other worlds that have published stuff, but never looked into it because there's not really any good 5e stuff on. Beyond like the paragraph they get in the DMG.
Right.
Oh, we should totally walk down there because then we can go through the Troll Claws and Trollbark Forest.
Ooh, that sounds great.
It does sound great.
Hopefully they're the trolls like the ones with just pointy hair. By hopefully, I mean I hope not, but also kind of hope so.
Yeah, they're all different colors.
Yeah, it's just a really, really psychedelic adventure in children's television. Yeah, that's definitely what we should do. Let's walk.
We're going from Neverwinter to Waterdeep, is that right?
And then we have to go to Candlekeep is what we're actually trying to get to, or is at least what was mentioned way.
Where's Candlekeep?
Candlekeep
is south. So keep going past the Trollbark, and then you hit Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
And there's the Cloak.
Oh, there it is.
And there it is.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
let's see. On our scale, it's only like 1,000 miles, maybe a little less even. We can do that.
I think it's a lot more because it doesn't look like there's a direct road.
No.
Well, I mean, if we take a boat, there's a super direct route.
Mm-hmm.
What's the fun in that?
We were talking about going to the water.
Well, I mean, we could take a boat down to Waterdeep, get off there, and just keep walking south, and then we'll go to the troll place.
Getting some shenanigans on the way.
Yeah, the Fields of the Dead. That sounds like a good stop.
The High Moor sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, that's that whole smoky sheen on it. That's just fields of marijuana.
Is it? My kind of place. Anyway, I actually passed my drugs test somehow.
I won't tell if you don't.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I drank the grossest shit I've ever drank in my life to make that happen. It was so nasty. Oh my god! It tasted like if plastic was old and fermented. That's what it tasted like.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Old fermented plastic. Wonderful.
I'm good.
It's almost enough to make it like I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it. Like I could taste it for like 2 or 3 days later. It was bad.
So what is your new job?
It's for a company called Paychecks. They're really, really, really big company. And they're based out of this Rochester, New York area. Tons of their office. I'm going to be doing some type of customer service of some sort. I believe it's to be working directly with people that are having probably the accountant or whoever would be reporting that type of thing. The payment things. That's what I've heard. But I've also heard that they have a couple different assignments that they're hiring for right now, so we don't know exactly which one it's going to be. So
cool.
We'll see. But I mean, it should be all right.
Hope it's steady.
Think I'm going to be. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I hope it's steady enough just to get past all this other crap.
Yeah.
Once I get past that, then everything will be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I'm moving west. So
Then you think what?
I'm moving west.
Where are you moving to?
I think Seattle, Washington.
What? That's a different world.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I love Seattle.
Yeah, I've heard it's and I haven't heard a bad thing about it from one person. So
Why Seattle?
I've always wanted to go there.
Oh, okay.
I always wanted to go there. It was always a thing that I don't know. I may just be a tourist there for a little while and then find some.
I mean, it's a beautiful part of the world.
I was also thinking near you guys in Austin.
Austin's an interesting part of the world. Nathan, didn't you live in Austin?
I did. I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
It's a town. It's got some cool stuff, and it's really shitty if you don't like to drive.
Yeah.
If you don't like to drive?
Yeah, no, it's terrible. The road system is just god awful.
Okay.
But
I really like to drive.
I suppose more importantly, if you like to sit in traffic.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So much about.
It's not just.
Oh,
driving.
DC.
Oh, hey. And we're alive.
And we're back.
Indeed.
So we decided that we were going to forego the oddity shop and just head straight to the port. And the other idea that was floated was that we were just going to walk. Because time's of no essence, right?
Right.
We've established that with the last few sessions.
Yeah, you know. And we also figured out by looking at here, I'll give you a copy of the map here, Ken. Here, I'll just give you a copy of the site, and then you can take whatever size you like. Official wizard map, so on and so forth. I know that you don't look at the chat, so I'll just put it in your thing. I don't know if that's the one you've been looking at, but we figured out that Candlekeep, as was mentioned before as well, is about 1,000 miles away.
Okay.
It could take the rest of our lives to get to. At this point, so you know what I mean. It's but it should. We are all about the shenanigans.
You can cover a good 30 miles a day, I think. So you know.
We'd be there in no time.
Okay, math man. So how long would that really be?
Oh, it'll be how far away is it? 1,000?
It's just 33.
Approximately.
A little over a good solid month.
Okay. Well, too bad.
That's easy. If we could steal a horse or something, we'll be there in no time.
Steal? You need to stop thinking about stealing things. And blowing up walls.
That was just a scientific test.
I mean, you could probably get a boat all the way to Baldur's Gate, or you could get one, from Waterdeep to Baldur's Gate.
No.
That's our more realistic plan.
To the port.
Okay, so the three of you are headed to the port?
Yeah. I mean, does someone want to go pick up Mort's body just so we have it?
We're not necessarily leaving right now.
Just asking.
We're just going to look in on the possibilities.
Okay. Who?
Actually, you know what?
Well,
I was going to say, actually, I should go back and check on Mort.
I was almost going to beat you to that. I'm sorry, I took my chance to go to the bathroom real quick. And when I shouldn't have been talking. But yeah, I was actually going to say that. I'll be like, why don't I go check on Mort? You guys figure out.
Charlie would be very happy to see you.
He'd be happier than seeing Idrils, he says and smiles. All right, yeah, you got a point there. He's your buddy.
You're welcome to it.
Well.
Tell you what, why don't you two go check on the port, check on the possibilities. I'll go run up, and maybe I can catch up with you while you're over at the port.
Okay.
But probably we should you should at least leave the quarter for now.
Oh yes, I'm gone.
We'll take the long way around.
And we do that, whatever that means.
Yeah. I'm not sure I caught that either, but that's okay.
I said, yeah, we'll take the long way around.
Right.
Wait, to the port? I'm confused.
Yeah.
So Idril and Rosebud are going to the port. Huckabus is going to check on Mort. Wow, that is confusing because it's the same word.
The long way around.
Around the quarter of.
Around the quarter, so that we're not in Jay's, in Jay's territory.
No, you're trying to
Stand out of his space.
All right, I got you. Very good. Where were you right now?
We were just coming up on the gate to leave the quarter.
I mean, if you wanted to, I mean, it'd be like 10 minutes to go check on Mort. If you want to just go check on him and come back, if that was your plan.
That's pretty much the plan.
So, I mean, if they didn't mind waiting a few minutes, you could knock that out.
I'll wait on the other side of the gate and
All right.
Smart man.
Let you handle that.
Huck jogs his way over to the stinky conch. What was it originally? I think that's right. And kind of opens the door. He peers in. Does he see Charlie there at the bar or anybody?
No.
Nobody at all at the bar.
No, but I mean that's not uncommon.
Oh,
Charlie's still
yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Well, then he's gonna go up to his room and kind of open it and see how Mort is.
Right, you get about halfway across the common room. Charlie comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Huckabus.
Charlie.
You okay with this?
I'm not tickled by it, let me tell you.
You understand what you've agreed to, right?
Yes, and it's very confusing because all of you seem to know that guy, and that guy seems to know us, but I really only just met him.
Don't you go telling tales too, Huckabus.
Huck sighs deeply. Listen, our friend Mort was knocked unconscious by the blast. I'm going to go up and check on him.
I haven't heard anything from him since y'all left.
Huck, if Charlie doesn't stop him, he's going to go up and just kind of open the door and peek in. Is he still unconscious?
He said, of course.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, I missed that. Sorry. Is he unconscious on the bed?
Yes. Give me a heal check or whatever that is nowadays.
Medicine.
Hey, I rolled a nat 20.
All right. You think while he's unconscious, you could probably get him, conscious enough to get on the boat and, he'd be all right for a while.
I will. Yeah. I will do several things. One, I'm going to go to his room, root around, gather up all his belongings.
Mm-hmm.
When I find the book, I'm going to stick the book in my pack because I want to read that book.
And
say again?
For safekeeping. Exactly
so. Then he's going to go and he's going to try and rouse Mort and say, "Come on, Mort, we've got to leave now."
You managed to get him conscious enough to...
Ambulatory?
Yep.
All right. He comes down, and I'm guessing Charlie is still there?
Yep.
All right. He's going to relay, hey, we're probably leaving town for a while. It's best that we get this out of here. We've got business to the south, we hope, and hope to see you in better terms next time.
I hope to see you again, Huck.
Yeah, absolutely. My best tomorrow.
I'm sure she wishes you her best as well.
Haven't seen her much lately. Haven't seen her around lately.
She comes and goes.
Aye.
Be careful out there.
As always.
No, be careful out there. You've changed your situation.
I'm afraid I'm not following you.
I have no doubt you can look after yourself, Huckabus. But you're now responsible for more than that.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure you can handle that.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Just be sure to remember what's important.
He's going to get Jay than he normally would. And there's a big tiefling grin on his face. And he just kind of looses a dagger and says, Ulysses. Drops it back in its hilt. Comes to it. I'll take care of the problem myself.
I hope so. See you soon.
All right, be well by now. Leads a semi-conscious Mord out.
Huckabus.
Yeah? Oh, yeah?
And he has, roll me a sense motive, whatever that is.
Insight.
I think I'm going to make,
That is-
try and make character sheets that changes stuff to what I want it to be.
So let's say 14 plus 2, which is 16.
All right. You see a look on Charlie's face that you have never, ever seen aimed at you.
Mm-hmm.
He says, if you make it back, I'll let your father know.
Something's tweaked, and I didn't really hear what you just said.
He says, if you make it back,
I'll let your father know.
I'll let your father know.
Let my father know what?
That you're back.
Huh. Well, if you speak to him, tell him my door is open any time.
Sure.
All right. And Huckabus, with a very puzzled look on his face. And then, you guys are outside of the gate, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You might be surprised to see a Huckabus-shaped streak run past you.
Are you carrying Mort or dragging him?
Oh, I'm dragging him.
All right.
You see a Huckabus-shaped streak much slower than he was anticipating because he's dragging a halfling along.
Follow.
Yeah, I follow as best I can.
All right. Where are you going, Huck?
To the docks.
Okay. All right, you make it to the docks.
Are there still a kind of dearth of ships?
There are, yes.
Not as many ships as we'd expect would have normally seen.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. He presumably then would stop, and you might see him breathing a little deeply, and he says, "We've really got to get out." Can, friends. I brought Mort, but he's not very conscious.
Yeah, he's lucky he's alive. But anyways, he's. What's the problem, my friend?
Portmaster.
No. And she says it much
I got
louder.
some very strange news. I got some very strange news back there. That's all.
Was it about my father?
No. Ironic you would ask that. It's actually about mine. Boatmaster.
You see the fellow you're looking for. He's up talking to somebody a little further down the pier.
Oh, okay. Well, Huckabus is going to go along the pier and politely wait for him to finish his conversation, I guess.
All right. So He's in the middle of a conversation. He sees you coming up. He kind of looks at you and kind of acknowledges your presence, and finishes his business after a few minutes. Just can I help y'all?
Yeah, we're trying to seek passage south.
Not much going south right now with the storm and all, but you might be able to find something. Most folks are leaving, first light in the morning.
Do you know which ships?
What's that?
Do you know which ships?
I can, I'll go back to my records and I can check.
Please do.
All right. So he goes back and he says, I've got 3 scheduled to head out in the morning.
And are they all headed to the south?
Yes. I assumed you meant the south. So, yeah, 3 headed south.
Yeah.
Do you know where their captains would be at this time?
Probably on the ships.
Well then can you point the ships out to us?
He says, yeah. He points to one. He says, that's the Thunder's Reach. Points to a black wood, a ship made of black wood. He said, that's the Damned 2. And he points to
auspicious name for a ship, isn't it?
He points to a smaller one. He says, that's the Starport.
Well, I like the look of that black one.
The Damned.
It's got a very charming name, doesn't it?
It does. It just rolls off the tongue.
Kind of sounds like us.
Yeah, why don't we go speak with that captain, and we'll try the others if that falls through.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
So we're gonna go to the Damned 2.
Okay.
And we'd like to speak with the captain.
All right. A fella comes out. So a very thick accent. Anybody wants to roll me any sort of a knowledge? They might be able to figure that out.
Okay.
Yes.
I got 8 knowledges.
You're 8 strong.
That's the medical problem, and then I can tell you.
I got 16 minus 1 knowledge. I got 15 knowledge.
Yeah, she doesn't have any knowledge. Only 12. For perception, I used.
You, sir, sound like a man who is not from here.
That's true. I'm from the country of Fae.
Fae?
Correct. Fae.
Could you spell it?
Thay.
Fae. I thought you said Fae. I thought you were a fairy. My problem. That would have been weird. Are you going south?
I am.
Would you have room for 3 strapping sailors and their imp? Any emotions at Mort?
Oh, I thought you were going to motion at me.
No. So you lot are sailors?
I mean, I would more go with casual seamen.
Mm-hmm.
Is shaking his head. No.
I mean, I've seen water once or twice.
I bathe in it once in a while.
So less than you'd think.
bathed in some water once. Look, they turned them all peppermint stripey.
But maybe as armed guards, you see we have arms, and we can guard things.
And she walks up in front of where Idril is and kind of just looks at him and goes, "Not working, buddy." So, sir, my name is Island Timbers, and she puts out a hand to him to shake. Now, what is this person?
What do you mean? What is this person?
What race is this person?
He's human, but he's clearly not from around here.
Mm-hmm. Darker skin, so on and so forth?
Yep.
Okay. And I go, I'm very sorry for the confusion that might be had here. We are a group of adventurers, and we need to have passage further south. As far as you could take us would be wonderful. I think, as my rather tall friend was trying to say, that's really what it is, and we could offer security for the trip south, and pay for the for the trip as well, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll try you to Waterdeep. That will be 10 gold ahead, and you help out. In general, won't expect any actual sailoring, but we need an extra hand. You pitch in.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you for the consideration. And she turns around and kind of gives like a shitty look to Idril, and then kind of walks over near where her buddy is. So in the morning, then, sir.
Don't be late. Leave with the sun.
We will be here. I can promise.
Right. So, as I presume we're walking down the gangway, if we walked up the gangway, should we try the other two ships?
Can't hurt.
That's
I
10 gold
like him,
ahead.
she says.
Well, that's fine, but that's 10 gold ahead, and we have to work for a living? Come on.
Yeah, this doesn't sound nice.
10 gold ahead kind of sounds like he's testing the waters to see if he can get us out to sea, and then, bash our heads in and take all our Huckleberry stuff.
Yes.
Do you think? And she pulls out pain, and it's all green and fiery and yummy. Do you think that's going to be an issue here with me?
Well, here's my other concern. My great talent in this world is setting things on fire, and I'm given the told that's a very bad idea on a boat.
Yeah, they're made of wood.
Aye, although that's pretty black wood, isn't it?
It is. I think what now I've heard of something that what is a criminal on the sea called, Huckleberry? I've heard of them before, but I've never met one before.
Heard of what?
Starts with P, maybe?
It's a pirate, Huckleberry.
A pirate. Yes, a pirate. I've been inland in the Neverwinter Wood most of my life, so we don't get to the water very often. Actually, this is the first time I've ever seen this much water in my life. She looks at it. But I heard they fly black boats. Is that correct?
You heard? I missed something in the middle of this. Who? What?
She was talking to the effect that she believes he's a pirate.
Oh, got it. Sorry.
And a criminal, much like yourself, criminal that's on the high seas, yada yada. And she was trying to have a fun little thing, but she didn't know what the word pirate was. And then Idril fixed that. Am I correct in that they have black boats with black sails and kind of stealthy?
I think we could only discover that after a few days on the high seas with him.
I am not afraid, Huckleberry.
Nah.
But
right. So should we go talk to the captains as well?
Sure. How about he doesn't And I point. I pointed at girl.
I have something going to say, Carl. My tables have turned.
I know.
She's a very different girl, and I'm glad to play her that way. 100%.
Right, but just hearing the exact same words out of your mouth that came out of others.
Yeah. No, she's trying hard, dude. Like she really wants to turn that corner and get. Maybe if you're a good girl, maybe you get the stuff you want. Because for 34 years before this, it didn't work out.
I fully imagine Andrew is sitting somewhere laughing his fool head off at me.
She might be the most responsible person in this group at this point.
So you said you wanted to go where?
To talk to the others, Captain.
You going to the Thunder's Reach or to Starport?
Starport.
All right. Starport is a bit smaller,
right?
Than the Damned. There's several people move about on deck. There are a number of they seem to be about evenly mixed between humans and elves on this one.
Ah, right, Starport. Huckabus is going to say, Vel Rosebud, you did so well that last time.
Yes.
I
would absolutely love to talk to him. And she'd make her way up with the two, her two fellows behind her, and go. Who is she met by when she walks, towards the gangplank?
Just a person. You're not sure.
Hello, sir. How are you today? Is the captain around? I may have some business for him.
I'm well. How can I help you? Maybe I can help.
Are you the captain, sir?
No, the captain isn't available right now.
Okay. Well, we are looking for passage south. We'd really like to try to get down to. Let me make sure I say it right. To Candle's Keep. But if you're not going that far south, we'd be very happy to take passage for as far as you could take us. We are willing to pay, and we are a band of adventurers, and very much would be interested in providing security for your boat whilst in your service.
Well, I'm not sure that exactly what you want, but I can tell you we're bound for the Moonshades.
The Moonshades. Now, is that south, sir? Yes. Towards Waterdeep.
They're actually a bit south of Waterdeep.
Okay. That certainly could work for us.
We're also quite a bit west of Waterdeep.
That's not going to work for us at all.
Yeah, that's not going to work for us at all.
It could work. Wait. There's a storm to the direct south, correct?
Yes.
So this would get us around the storm to get to the Moonshades?
Depending on the storm is, we may well skirt to the west of it, yes.
So, I mean, if we got to the Moonshades, we could just take another boat east. It's not a bad option. Do you know anything about that black boat?
You mean the one from Thay? And then has this.
Yes, the damned tomb. An ugly look?
Very look of disgust.
Okay. So you seem to know something. Would you mind enlightening us?
Oh, I mean, it's from Thay. Do I need to say more?
I mean, yes.
Slavers.
Ah.
Draconian wizards. Not. They're made of dragons, but.
Right, they're just kind of cruel and
make
Exactly.
harsh laws. Yes.
Yes.
Word of the night. Good to know. Good to know. And how about this Thunder's Reach? And I'll point to the third boat.
I don't know much about that one.
Well, thank you. We may be interested in passage, I think. But we'll come back shortly. Maybe the captain will be in?
He should be back before dark.
Okay, great. Then I'm going to turn to walk away.
Thank you, sir. And she turns and follows.
So that made the black boat sound very delightful, didn't it?
I mean, I'm not as much into the slavery thing.
Yeah. I'd like to
some
avoid
things you
that,
and
huh?
I can agree on.
Well, shall we try the Thunder's Reach?
The sun's reach indeed.
All right. You get to the Thunder's Reach. It's the largest of the three boats.
Oh, so big.
Let me try my hand at this one.
They seem to be loading many crates and barrels and the such.
Is there somebody who is obviously in charge of the loading of said things?
Yes, there's a
The,
overseer.
That would be the quartermaster.
Yeah, quartermaster.
Is that right?
Sure.
Is it quartermaster on ships? Whatever. We're going to go with that.
Yes, that's correct.
He's going to walk up to him and say, "Excuse me, sir, do you have a moment?"
Kind of busy here. What do you need?
Yeah. This ship, can you tell me where it's headed?
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep. Do you need any laborers? I've got an elf that will work very hard.
No, we're good for folks. Picked up our crew already.
Well, that's too bad. I really need to get down to Waterdeep post haste, if you follow.
Talk to somebody up top. You might be able to sleep on the deck.
I will go and do just that. What was your name, sir?
Tarek.
Tarek. I'm Hucklevis. I hope to see you again.
Yeah, have a good day. He turns back to his overseeing duties.
I presume you guys overheard all that, and
Yeah.
Hucklevis waves to you and says, "Well, let's go up and see what we can see on deck."
All right.
Get up on deck. Is there a cruise director or a purser?
There's a purser, yes.
There's a purser. Okay. Excuse me, Mr. Purser.
His name is Otter.
It a human? Is Otter human?
Yes.
Is he odd?
Yes.
Was that OTT or ODD?
OTT.
Hello, Otter. My name is Hucklevis Nova. Your friend Tarek suggested I come up and see about talking with you about passage to the Neverwinter. Wait, to Waterdeep.
Gonna say, pretty cheap to get you to Neverwinter.
That's true. I could just take care of that myself, and I couldn't.
Yes. It'll only be a small shipping and handling fee. So you just want to pass it to Waterdeep?
Yes, the four of us.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know that we ain't no cruise ship. But we do have.
It's a cargo ship, right?
That's right. We do have space on the deck. The four of you cost 20 gold, and that'll include food if you like fish.
Hucklevis loves fish.
All right then.
What time would we need to be here?
We'll leave with the sun.
Well, let me ask you a question. It seems that we are a little out of sorts, and I was wondering if we could sleep on deck tonight as well.
I tell you what, for make it 25 gold for the lot of you, and I'll arrange for you to sleep on deck tonight.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Let me go consult with my friends, and I'll get back with you very shortly.
Sounds all right.
He goes and consults with his friends and lets them know just that. It's 25 gold. We get to stay here tonight also. Seems like a much safer option. But let's face it, it would be 40 gold to travel with the black ship. Now
Yes.
they're going to take us as far as Waterdeep for the 25 gold. I say we make more to pay for it.
That makes sense. I mean,
Alright.
I still like the moonchase. I think it's a good option.
What was their fee?
We don't know yet. It's maybe worth checking out.
You was there. You didn't ask him?
He said the captain wasn't there.
Ah. No. All right, Mr. Arthur, thank you. And we'll be back. We think. So,
Hey.
yeah, that was confusing.
Yep.
So I guess we go wait for this other captain to show up?
Sure.
Aye.
Waiting.
What did that waiting? Gonna go get my accordion and play it.
Careful.
Please no.
Say again?
We're waiting for the captain outside of the starport.
You went back to the starport again. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The captain shows up.
Captain, my captain. We were wondering how much, or if you'd be willing to take on a few extra guards for the journey to the moonchase.
Are you seaworthy?
I can certainly stand on the deck of a ship.
And the others?
Yes, I believe I can speak for their ability to be on a boat.
And you're combat worthy?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you run into pirates, one of our friends here is quite capable at range, and the rest of us could handle any borders.
See. All right. Sure. You can accompany us to the moonchase. But be aware I don't take any guff.
Oh, we have no guffs.
Make Huck of us roll a bluff at this point. All right. We ship off.
That's a 16 plus 6.
No guffs here.
At sunrise in the morning.
Do you think it would be okay if we took possession of where we would be sleeping now? That way you would have no worries of missing us. We could also help with the loading of whatever other goods you need to bring aboard.
All right. Yeah. Let me get somebody to come work with you on that.
Okay, thank you. And I'll step back, and I assume everybody else was listening, right?
Right.
I mean, this sounds rather cheaper.
They didn't. You still didn't ask them how much.
He said free. All we have to do is protect.
Was that a human or an elf?
It was a human.
But there was a mix of humans and elves on this boat.
Right.
How do they look in general?
Now that you ask that, the humans look a bit larger than what you're accustomed to. Maybe 3 or 4 inches taller, maybe 30 pounds heavier.
Mm-hmm.
They all of them are wearing attire that is not as refined, more furs and natural is not really the right word, but less silks and things of that sort than what they tend to be wearing here around Neverwinter. you're kind of looking around the boat. You can see that there's like a rack of spears. Looks like they're, well used. Common, the common weapons, things of that sort. So they're again just a little more rustic than what you're accustomed to.
What I was really asking was, I mean, so everything you just said was true of the humans and the elves. The elves are also wearing more like
yes.
skinny
They
bits.
appear that they're
Okay.
they appear they're all from the same general place, more
Right.
so than like here on the around Neverwinter.
Now I realize that they're all sailors, but what I'm really asking is, do any of them look particularly maltreated, mistreated? Do I feel like I'm walking onto like a 1600s English boat where everybody gets beaten every third day? That type of thing.
Given that, you see that most of them do have scars on them, but you're pretty sure they're battle scars as opposed to whippings or things of that sort.
He doesn't get the whiff that there's something untowards going on here that much then.
All right, intuition if you want.
I don't know exactly what that would be, but
Insight.
intuition.
Excuse me.
That's a 9, 7 plus 2.
Nice.
Everybody looks super dandy to me.
That's right.
All right. Well, Adro, is this what you suggest?
I think so. I mean, it's free and it's farther south than Waterdeep is.
Right, but it's not on the continent.
Right, but it's the same distance. Actually, it's less distance if you look at this map. And he pulls out a map that has been somewhere this whole time. If you look, I mean, from Waterdeep to Baldur's Gate, which I think will be the next port we could get to, it's further than from any of the major ports on the Moonchase.
All right.
Also, there's a storm between here and Waterdeep, so sailing directly there, maybe not the best idea. Also, it'll be fun. See the world.
Does she notice any women on the boat, or is it all men?
There are some women.
Okay.
Maybe 20%.
Okay. No, I mean, I just wanted to make sure she wasn't going onto a boat with all men. Didn't seem like a good choice to her. I mean, she will absolutely consider it. She's a little skeptical of the fact that they didn't ask for money.
Let me go back to that for a second. When you mentioned that, you think back, probably the other two ships, you don't recall seeing any women on either of the others.
No, so it does give her a little bit more peace, knowing that it might be the most safe place. I think you made a fine decision here, Idril. Isn't that enough to stay here this evening?
Idril, what was the captain's name?
We didn't get to the pleasantries of names.
You see Huckavis do a kind of smack his forehead. It's like every time I think something's going right, this guy, right? This guy. Is somebody coming over to tell us what to do at this point, or
Yes.
are we just standing on a busy deck?
Well, you were, but now you see somebody heading your way.
Look, there's somebody heading off A.
Oh my. He is walking so purposefully.
Towards us.
Oh, something will happen soon.
Is it a human or an elf?
It's an elf.
Is it a male or is it a female?
It's a male.
Okay.
Hello, says Huckavis Nowhere.
Hello,
I'm Huckavis Nova.
I am Gideon.
Gideon the elf, I'm given to understand we're going to be sailing with you.
So I've been told. You need lodgings, and I can help with that.
Great.
All right.
And I've led to believe that you're offering to help out with the preparations.
Absolutely.
Are you sailors by trade?
No.
Yeah, adventurers by trade, sir.
Oh, adventurers, eh? How exciting.
It can be.
Times.
Well, I will show you to where you can put your stuff and where you can bunk, and we'll come get you once you've settled and we figured out something for you to do.
No, sounds delightful.
So he takes you to a big old common room, and
Yep.
there are four. He points to four hammocks and says, "That's where you guys will be over there. Tied the top and the bottom to yourselves."
How many hammocks are in this room?
It's about 20.
20. Okay.
Huckovus is already swinging on one of the lower ones.
I take a top bunk.
This is exciting.
And as you go towards maybe the top bunk above Huckabus, I point to the other one, and I climb up to that top one above Huckabus.
I was going to say that I was going to chuck Mort up into the top one, but Mort goes into the bottom one apparently.
And immediately falls.
Do we have foot lockers?
Sure.
He divests himself of many things and locks them in his foot locker.
All right.
Assuming he has a lock, which I don't know if he does.
Sure.
Got to be light while you're on a ship, you know.
Wait.
Yeah, she would do the same. Besides the bow, and she would let it crawl around her body wherever it decides it wants to live at this point.
Okay.
Okay, I've got to tell you, Rosebud, I think that's a little creepy.
I'm very sorry. I love it, and you can.
Well, I'm glad you do. Oh, come on now.
Do you think the things you don't do are creepy? You look like a Christmas treat.
He giggles a little. What's a Christmas and what's a treat?
Oh, you guy. It's a thing, Huckabus. You know what Christmas is. Stop being funny. And why am I explaining this to you? She says.
I'm just waiting for you to start actually explaining how Christmas exists in this world.
I don't know. It's the great winter. No, the great winter harvest feast.
We need a long theological discussion right now in character between Huckabus and Rosebud.
Of how Christ exists at the point. Well, he's one of the gods. Not a very good one.
Keep Lathander in Christmas.
Oh my. So yeah, it's but she, I mean, she gets herself comfortable. Maybe even taking off her armor and stows it, so that she has on. She puts on the pretty dress that Sophie made her buy.
Okay.
But still, the snake is on her leg underneath the dress.
I still say it's a lovely dress.
Yeah. She was good for some things, wasn't she, Sophie? She was a wonderful lady.
What color is the dress?
I think we established back then it was purple.
The snake goes nicely with it. The snake is black, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure, purple and black, why not? Well, here we are, sitting on a ship, waiting to flee Neverwinter.
Now, has anybody ever been on a ship before?
I have.
What about you there, Adriel?
One or two.
Mine was more of a boats in a ship.
Yeah, this is the first for me. I've never been on anything but the earth underneath my feet. Maybe a small boat that went across a stream, like a little river or something, but never
Well, there's a whole wide world out there, Island. Listen,
I'm very aware.
beyond Neverwinter, a whole wide world.
You know, the interesting thing is when you ask Idril if he's ever been on a boat, and he answers, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not.
Oh, so let's find out.
That I would just say that's interesting for me.
No, that's fine. I rolled.
No, he knows if he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah,
He's fine.
I rolled 19 on insight. Is it real? Telling the truth?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not shouting demons.
Okay. Lovely.
All right. So about that time, somebody comes down and says, "All right, they're ready for you up top." You go up, and there's various, general labor type things that you're asked to help out with.
We labor generally.
Right.
Hooray!
Once Rosebud finds the error of her ways of wearing this dress because she was just trying to impress, she goes back downstairs quickly and changes into some more common clothes and comes upstairs and help.
All right. So, yeah, they you do some, moving some boxes and there's some deck swabbing and things of that sort. Do any of you cook? Somebody asked.
I dabble.
I could survive.
Yeah, I'm guessing survival would be cooking. This is just a guess.
Well,
There's actually
I'm asking more of a character.
Right. Yeah, no, I dabble then is going to be the answer.
Well, dabble. We'll see if you know what you're doing when you're dabbling. You're assigned to the galley.
All right.
Your dabble involve slicing taters.
We mostly peel and boil.
Mm-hmm. Well, get to it.
Okay. I'm going to peel and boil potatoes.
So you spend a pretty full day doing miscellaneous tasks. Is there anything you'd like to do while you're doing these tasks?
Just generally get to know the crew, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, mingle around. Certainly.
They're not unfriendly, but they're also not talkative. They're very very workmanlike, very focused on the task at hand. They will respond to your questions, but not with long conversations.
Okay.
You do find out that they're actually from the Moonshays. They're natives of the Moonshays.
Do we learn anything about the Moonshays?
Today is pretty busy. You probably can't get too much, but you think you might be able to get more
Sure.
on the journey itself.
Right.
You can kind of identify the ones who seem a little more likely to be a little more talkative when they're there's lots of time on the the course itself that just dead time. So you probably
Before we actually, I guess Huckavus would at some point ask. Gideon was an elf, right?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah. At some point during this, if he got opportunity to ask Gideon the elf, he would say, away from the rest of the party, basically that he needs to slip into town this evening, and if that would be all right. Excuse me. If it'd be all right if he slipped away for like a half hour this evening.
That should be fine. Yep, we should be done by nightfall, and we'll have there'll be a little drinking, and
Oh, that sounds delightful.
we'll head out in the morning.
Yeah.
Rosebud shows interest in the whole helm and so on and so forth.
In the what?
Where the wheel is and such. And just it's even much larger than her. That's not a problem. But just the workings of how this ship works. She's certainly interested in that.
Okay. All right. Again, you think that they don't have a lot of time to get into much of that right now, but you think that over the course of the next few days, you probably can get
Some info.
success with that.
Are there any children on the boat?
No.
Just because they would happen if they were happening. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we do our thing, I guess.
All right.
If she does.
Cool.
That's what she's told.
So you do. What's that?
Your thing. It's your thing. You can do what you want to do.
All right.
There you go.
So you do your task. Huckabus, you're done. You can go do your thing if you'd like. What are the other two doing?
I'm going to join the drinking and the shenanigans, and if there's a harmonica, I'm going to learn to play it.
So something that Rosebud has the ability to do but never has done. She maybe even she has the ability to play a lute. Which comes with Outlander. And she there's probably a little bit of a makeshift band playing or whatever, and she gets in with them and shows that she could do that as well. You know what I mean?
All right, Rosebud, I want you to give me a Constitution save.
Con save?
Yep.
Oh, I actually can play an instrument too. Yeah.
Oh, that's a natural 20, actually, my friend.
All right. Okay, so you two kind of ingratiate yourself with the crew by entertaining them, and both with skillful and less than skillful instrument playing. We'll come back to you in a second. Huckabus, you depart.
Yeah. Huckabus is going to head towards the Thieves District.
Right.
And he's going to go and knock on. Actually, he's probably going to go into the bucket.
Okay.
A little busy, a little not busy. What's going on in there?
Regular busy. Regular busy.
Yeah. Okay. Nighttime. He's going to saddle up to the bar and get a beer. Then he's going to ask Charlie if he thinks he can go over and see Jay real quick, or if he'd be in over there.
Jay would be in.
Charlie, do you know if I could go see Jay Crackers this evening? Do you know if he'd be around?
He's probably over there. If you got business with him, he probably can be found.
Fair enough. We're going to be slipping out of town tomorrow to get things out of everybody's hair. Won't I? Just basically, I mean, I don't know. Is it best if I speak to him, or would you like to relay a message for me?
That's up to you.
Yeah, it's probably best that I speak to him directly. Bear the brunt of any wrath. Again, hope to see you under better circumstances next time.
Yep. Be careful.
Yes, you said that. Indeed. And one for old time's sake, and he whips out his giant mug.
Of course.
Ah, that's lovely. I'll miss this.
And he goes over to a different tap that he doesn't normally use. Fills it up for you, and he says, "One for the road."
Thank you, old friend. Kind of does a little cheers thing and takes a sip. Is it lovely? Is it terrible?
It is as best you can tell the exact same thing that you got from the Fae camp.
The mead?
Yep.
Charlie, where did you find this lovely?
Well, you were leaving.
Until we meet again. He does.
All right.
He's going to savor that for a very long time, but he's taking little sips on it as he walks down the road and taps on the door to Charlie's place. Mm-hmm. And I assume somebody lets him in, and poof, there's Jay, not Charlie, Jay.
They do let you in, but the guy gives you this, kind of sideways glance.
Uh-huh.
Just you're pretty sure that word's gotten around of your situation.
Sure. Do I know this guy?
Yeah, he's one of the normal guys there.
Am I? Oh, okay. So he's more lieutenant-y than Huckabus is.
Right.
Okay. And then he's going to say, "Need to see the boss, boss."
You know the way.
Mm-hmm. Huckabus works his way back there. Again, similar question: is he alone? Is he with people? What's going on back there?
He's alone.
Okay. Jay, is Huckabus?
Hello, Huckabus.
I just wanted to let you know that I've arranged passage for the party on a ship. We're headed out in the morning.
All right.
Is there anything you need? Any last thing you need of Huckabus? Do you need me to carry anything, to take care of anything down south for you?
And you were headed to Waterdeep, right?
Our original plan was Waterdeep. We're actually trying to get to Candlekeep ultimately, and I believe we're headed by way of some islands to the off the coast. The only boat we could find that was going to directly to Waterdeep, I strongly suspect was a pirate ship, and Huckabus doesn't want to be a slave on a pirate ship.
So what? You're going to what? The Bones, Rutham?
I believe the Moonshade. Moonshades, that's it.
Moonshades. Oh,
Moonshades, that's right.
he kind of smiles. He says, "That should be interesting."
Why is that?
Oh, you'll see.
No, come now.
I'm sorry.
Don't hold out on me.
He looks at you. He says, "What is my greatest treasure, Huckabus?"
It's knowledge.
And you asked me to give it to you.
Especially when you find it amusing in Huckabus's condition. Yes, I would kind of ask that, but I do understand.
Have I not been generous with you already today?
We're still above the ground, aren't we, friend?
I have faith in you, Huckabus, that you'll deal with those two.
When he says those two, his eyebrow shoots up. Those two?
Oh, yes, you're responsible for both of them.
I misunderstood you correctly the first time. Sorry, when he said those two, I'm like, no, wait a minute, I'm only responsible for that damned elf. But no, of course, yeah, I remember that.
And of course, the halfling's there to help you. I'm sure he'll be of infinite assistance.
Once he regains consciousness, I'm sure he'll be delightful to be around. Still unconscious, it seems. All right, well, that was really it. If there's nothing else you need of Huckabus, he's going to report back to his ship. We're sailing on the Star Sea, the Sea Clipper, the Star Clipper. We're sailing on this offport. Do you know anything about this little boat?
It's one of the ones that make a regular moonshade circuit. Should be fine.
Was I a good idea in not going aboard the Damned 2?
They probably wouldn't have bothered you. But you never know. They might have to. They're
I don't know much about the
special.
country of Thay. That's a new one on me.
They're pretty far south, and I gotta say I like their orderliness.
All right, well, as I said, if there's nothing else, I will bid you a good day and hope to see you within the year.
I tell you what, if I send you a message, you'll know it's me. I'll sign it as Charlie's wife.
Do you mean literally it will be signed, comma,
No.
Charlie's wife, or it will be signed, comma, Mara?
That'll be her name.
I see.
Try not to spread that around.
9. 9. As I say, our plan is to go to these islands and then make our way back across to Candlekeep. There's a library around Candlekeep. We want some information regarding all the troubles that we're seeing.
That sounds like a fine plan.
I hope so.
Anything you find there in Candlekeep, it's a font of information.
You mean the library or the city?
Oh, yeah. The library. That's all it's Candlekeep.
Oh, Candlekeep is just this library. Oh,
that's correct.
I did not realize that. Oh, that's good to know, too. All right. Well, hopefully we'll find our ways there sooner than later.
Yeah. You'll end up where you need to be, I'm sure.
All right. I bid you good evening, then, sir.
Safe travels.
I'll need it. Thank you. I'll need that too. And he's going to depart and head back to the ship. By way of, actually, no, he's got a mug full of mead. He's fine.
All right.
Nope. Second thought. Definitely going to go back into the rusty bucket, the stinky conch, the whatever you want to call it these days, and he's going to kind of get Charlie's attention and say, look, any chance you have a flask of something I can take with me? I don't know how many days at sea I'm going to be stuck.
I'm sure that any boat worth riding on has plenty of rum, doesn't it?
Oh. That's exactly what he says when Charlie says rum. He goes, I guess needs must, as it were. All right. Good day then.
Good night.
And he's going to head back to the ship and climb on board. Does he have to give a secret handshake at the top of the ship because he didn't get the password?
No.
They recognize him and just let him on. Is the carousing still?
They seem to recognize you. Yes.
I don't know why. Is there still carousing?
While they are drinking and eating, feasting, there's not a whole lot of carousing. Which fairly quickly they do have to leave at dawn in the morning. So
sure,
there's minor carousing going on. You do hear some variable quality music,
and
a harmonica,
and I'm assuming that he recognizes exactly who's playing that lute and harmonica, and he's rather surprised. Let me see. Oh, I can do this. He's rather surprised. I've never done this before. How fun is that? He's rather surprised that Rosebud is playing a lute, never having experienced this before, and he's rather freaked out by the thing that's shoved in the elf's mouth that's making honking noises, and he shrugs and gets his rattle out, puts down his flask of ale on a flat surface, and damn it, and rolls a 3 + 6 for the dance that he's doing along to their music. He's dancing at level 9 out of 20.
So you're a bit below average. But not embarrassingly so.
Would you say that Huckabus is kind of mediocre?
He's on the bottom end of mediocre, but yes.
And he would be laughing his head off. Fine, yeah, that's what's happening.
All right. The other two, other than frivolously playing, anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, she's after a while will definitely stop. Playing. Excuse herself. Go back down to where her bunk is, and hangs out with Snake some.
Was dinner just peeled and boiled potatoes, or was there more to it than that?
There were other people working in the galley.
Okay. Just check.
Yes, it became a bit of a chowder, actually.
Delicious.
Yes, because the milk doesn't really keep very long. They while they're in port, they got some of that and make a nice, delicious chowder.
I want some nice, delicious chowder.
All right. This is when we find out that Huck is lactose intolerant.
No, I mean, literally, I want some nice, delicious chowder.
Carl the man wants to.
Yeah. Fish chowder, man. I'm sucker for it. Huckavus the Nowhere is satiating himself with a big giant thing of mead, and at some point, probably when Rosebud quits playing, he'll probably quit dancing around like a fool and just kind of sit down and listen in. Wonder why there's 500 D20s being rolled.
Well, Corey's got to keep rolling until he gets at least a 16. So the next time I ask him for something.
Oh my God.
Carl, that's your next job. I want you to go back to the very first session we have taped, and I want you to write down every die roll that everyone has made. And
Good God.
do an analysis of that.
I'll get right on that.
The
I won't get right on that.
campaign stats. Kind of like for Robo.
You got to be committed, Carl.
You want me to do it for every episode since we started broadcasting?
Correct.
Oh Lordy. I can't stand to listen to myself talk that much for the 2 hours it takes to do the recaps. No.
I guess Ken, you could fix that and just make us all roll through Dice Stream and you see every single one.
Or I could just not give a shit. So anyhow, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but the failures tend to be more exciting than the.
It's usually more fun.
Oh yeah.
Look at poor Charlie tonight. All right, so I'm actually 9:45. I'm actually going to call it because my
That's cool.
Tommy's
Good place.
a little upset, and but I've got 2 assignments that I really need you guys to do. I'm definitely going to be available next week because I'll be in Atlanta, so I won't have any other
Things
in the way, barring something ridiculous at work. So those of you who haven't sent me your 3 things, please do so. And then if you could give me a heads up on any questions you could think of for the sailors, or just general questions that I can kind of prepare for.
Sure.
That will make it a lot easier for me than having to memorize every single thing about the moon chase.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, so this one will be more appropriate than normally is. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Perfectly.
Because it says
That you're muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has for like a half hour.
Huh.
It has for a year since you started using the whatchamacallit,
Yeti.
the Bloom, the Yeti.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it does all the time.
Yeah, I know that sometimes I've muted it from there, but okay, I'm just very strange. So again, this is for the first time it's actually appropriate. So good night to everyone and all the ships at sea.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Andrew. Oh, and good night, Andy.
Yeah, good night, Andy. You're gonna have to watch it this time.
Yeah, good night, Brianna and Kratos. Feel better.